today. First up is the CSU 2.0 strategic plan that President Harlan Sands announced. Tell us a little bit more about that, Scott, and how athletics fits into that.
Yeah, it's a great question. So CSU 2.0, as announced by President Sands over the last few weeks, and then the individual work groups that were forwarded in an announcement last week, really are an opportunity for us to reimagine CSU's future and what should CSU look like. And there are 5 work groups that comprise the full CSU 2.0 strategic initiative. They include academics, administration, diversity and inclusion, growth and innovation, and then obviously athletics. And our work groups are tasked with creating an actionable plan really to study different areas of the university, in this case athletics, and make sure that our strategic priorities from a unit perspective calibrate and align with the university's approach. And then make sure that we're making the right investments to become even stronger in the future. And so in our case, I'll lead our work group with the help of Mike Alden of MRJ Advisors. He's the former athletics director at University of Missouri, and he spent time here last fall and winter assisting CSU with the athletics director search and some study of the athletics department leading into my appointment. Tyler Jones, our deputy athletics director, is also a part of that committee, and we've got 3 outstanding faculty members, our faculty athletics rep and Dr. Rob Kleidman, a couple faculty senate representatives, and Dr. Jeff Bolt and Dr. Karen McIntyre, a student affairs administrator, Tamika Rashid, and a student athlete, Hallie Shane from women's volleyball, who's our student athlete advisory council president, and then finally a community member, Annie McCartney, who's the president of Bowden Manufacturing in Willoughby. And that group, over the next couple months, will do a lot of work and a lot of study and a lot of brainstorming on what are recommendations that myself as the group's leader make to President Sands and to the CSU board in terms of what CSU athletics should look like moving forward. So we're really just getting that process kicked off. We've got a great group of folks that are really smart and that are doing a lot of good work on behalf of CSU in their respective areas, and I'm looking forward to their counsel and what we do moving forward to make those recommendations.
So, Scott, with the CSU 2.0, how does that relate to the strategic plan, and how are we looking at that going forward?
Yeah, Al, as we've talked about before on these interviews, the department has developed an updated athletic strategic plan in a process that took place between May of last year and up through a couple months ago when we paused. We developed a department mission, some guiding principles, and then some really comprehensive, actionable steps that our department can take moving forward. The pandemic has given us pause in finishing that process, and now with the 2.0 study taking place, I think it's important for us to evaluate whether those steps and strategies in that plan align with whatever the future recommendations are of the CSU 2.0 work group. So it is important that we let people know what our mission and goals are. And so, our promise of providing CSU student athletes with that transformational experience, investing in their development as people and students and athletes, and then our 5 overriding department goals, which include complementing and enhancing CSU's mission, attracting and supporting a diverse team of student athletes, coaches, and staff, developing sustainable support from the CSU and Cleveland community, bolstering pride in CSU athletics through our communications plan, and then embracing an atmosphere of compliance, integrity, ethical conduct, and transparency. All of those will serve as some guardrails and a guiding principles for the work group that's doing that 2.0 work, and ultimately forwards our recommendations to President Sands and the CSU board. We won't go beyond that at this point. We've got a ton of work that we've laid out that we feel like is the right direction, right? But we want to make sure we balance and test that against whatever the 2.0 work group. So you'll see if you go to csuvikings.com, we do have listed our mission and goals, but the actionable steps and strategies that we have to actually deliver those goals moving forward will really sync up with the 2.0 plan later in the fall.